Now we've come to one of my favorites, Song of Solomon 5 verse 16. Here's the text which Muslims amazingly love to use and claim that the name of Muhammad is mentioned in the Bible. Here's the text of Song of Solomon. His hands are as rods of gold set with beryl. His body is as polished ivory overlaid with sapphires. His legs are as pillars of marble set upon sockets of fine gold. His aspect is like Lebanon, excellent as the cedars. His mouth is most sweet, yea, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. And this is what the Hebrew says. Chiko mamtakim v'chullo machamadim. That's what it says, alright? Notice that the book of Song of Solomon is a compilation of romantic poetry written by Solomon, to reflect the intimate relationship between a man and a woman, which is a metaphorical description of the relationship between God and his quote-unquote wife, the Jewish people, whom he has chosen for his own to have an intimate relationship with. This imagery of Israel as God's wife is used numerous times in the Bible. And we will take a look at the word that Muslims misread and mispronounce and misapply to refer to Muhammad, Mahamadim. Now, people tend to say that the word here is Mahmad. This is incorrect. The word is Mahamadim as it stands in the Hebrew Bible. In Hebrew, when you speak about a plurality or the intensity of something, you take a word and put the suffix im behind it. If it's masculine, that is. Well, sometimes if it's feminine also. But those are exceptions. Such an example is the word rachamim, which is plural for racham, which is mercy. So the word here is plural, which is derived from the word singular mahmad or chamad, which means delightful, lovely, pleasant, or beloved. According to some people like Ahmed Didat, the word Mahamadim consists of Muhammad with the suffix im, which is a reference of respect. I have heard Shabir Ali use this argument too. But names aren't referred to by the plural suffix of respect at all. That is a non-existent phenomenon in the Hebrew language. Jews respect David greatly. Yet no Jew would ever call David Davidim or call Abraham Abrahamim, as if they were paying homage to David or Abraham. Even Moses, of whom Orthodox Jews say that stood on the highest plane of revelation of any human being ever, is not referred to as Mosesim. Why not? Because the construction simply doesn't exist. So in order for this Muslim argument to work, they must appeal to a non-existent Hebrew construction. The word becomes gibberish in Hebrew. Clearly, the word in this piece of text isn't about a title of respect, nor is it a name. Everyone can see this is an adjective describing the beloved, who in verse 1, believe it or not, is referred to as drinking wine, something no Muslim would dare to attribute to Muhammad. Looking at the word prior to Muhammadim, it becomes clear that this is not a name but a description of a person that is beloved. The word kulo, preceded by the word ve, literally means everything of him or his whole person. This can't be anything else than a description rather than a name. To maintain that it should be a name, the text should be reading something like, his mouth is most sweet, yes, everything of him is Muhammad, or his whole person is Muhammad. This is just preposterous. What I have noticed is when I hear Ahmed Didat read this passage, he tries to pronounce it so much so that it seems to say Muhammad, to make it sound like it's talking about his prophet.
In the Hebrew language, it says Hikko mamittakim wi kullu muhammadim zahdudi wi zahra'i bainat Jerusalem. Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16. The word Muhammadim is Muhammad, im, I am im. Im is a plural of respect in Hebrew. You can't associate with the word Muhammad. You read it 1,000 times, altogether lovely, altogether lovely. Or let's say in another language, the praised one, the praised one. Muhammad means the praised one. But he said the praised one, the praised one. You can't think that he's talking about Muhammad, though Muhammad means the praised one. You have no right to translate names of people.
However, the correct pronunciation again is Muhammadim. If Muslims want to play the game that if it sounds like it, then it must be it, we can play the same game as well. And then Muslims must admit that the name of Yeshua, which means salvation, appears numerous times in the Bible as referring to God. In reality, in all its variants, Yeshua, Yeshuati, Yeshuato, etc., one can never claim that either one of those instances refer to Yeshua of Nazareth. But since we apply the Muslim standards, the Bible teaches that Yeshua is Yahweh. Here are a few examples. Exodus 15 verse 2. Adonai is my strength and song. He has become my salvation. V'haya li Yeshua. This is my God, and I will glorify him, my father's God, and I will exalt him. Psalm 62 verse 3. He only is my rock and my salvation. Yeshuati, my high tower, I shall not be greatly moved. Isaiah 12 verse 2. Behold, my God is my salvation. Yeshua. Well, we can see that according to the Muslim methodology utilized in Song of Songs 5 verse 16, Yeshua is the God of the Bible and therefore the God of Muhammad as well. And since Muhammad denied that, he is a false prophet. Yet, if Muslims would deny this methodology is valid when it comes to Yeshua, then they have to drop the argument of Muhammad being mentioned in Song of Psalms 15 verse 16 as well. Notice though, these people go to Song of Solomon, of which they virtually all, without exception, say it's a book of pornography. Look at the language that is used in this book. Yet they go to that book to find Muhammad described in a book that they call pornography. What does that make Muhammad if his name is mentioned in the book of pornography? That argument is so silly. Anyway, in addition, Psalm 19 verse 11 uses the exact same combination of motek, sweet, and hamad, lovely or desired, yet slightly different forms because of the Hebrew construction of the sentence. More to be desired, nechemadim, are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold. Sweeter, mutukim also, than honey and the honeycomb. Notice the similarity. His mouth is most sweet, mamtakim, yea, he is altogether lovely, mahamadim. The exact same words describe lovely, desired, hamad, and sweet, motek, and these are not proper names. All this shows just how far Muslims will go to try to project the Prophet of Islam into the Hebrew text. One that makes this claim is either completely ignorant of the Hebrew language or deliberately tries to mislead others into thinking that this is in any way, shape, or form about Muhammad. If Muslims think that the method that they use in Song of Solomon 5 verse 16 is valid, then they will have to concede that this method is also valid in all the references where the name Yeshua is used in reference to God. Therefore, the Bible teaches that Yeshua, the Jewish Messiah, is God, the God of Abraham. only thing left for Muslims to do is to claim that the Jews must have corrupted Muhammad out of the text. But that burden of proof rests solely upon the Muslims. Another claim that Muslims like to make is the reference of Bakka being someplace in Saudi Arabia, being a reference to Mecca. And they point to Psalm 84, where it says, "Blessed are they that dwell in your house. They will be still praising you. Selah. Blessed is the man whose strength is in you, in whose heart are the ways of them, who passing through the valley of Bakka make it a well. The rain also fills the pools." These verses are used by Muslims that desperately look for a verse in the Bible to apply to Muhammad. They will claim that the word Bakka in this verse is a reference to Mecca, where Muhammad is from. There's absolutely no evidence for this claim. How on earth do Muslims come up with the idea that this verse is talking about Mecca? What is the basis for this interpretation? Well, bias. Because it sounds alike, we've already seen that that's hardly a criterion. Truth is that the psalm is talking about Bakka in Israel. For those that study the map of ancient Israel, you will see that Bakka is a town in northern Israel, as seen in the following picture. There is absolutely nothing in the Bible about Mecca or Muhammad, as you can clearly see right now. What I find ironic is that the Quran makes general claims all the time and never goes into specifics, yet it claims to be a specific and clear book. So since it doesn't bother to specify, it leaves its mess for its adherents to try to figure out themselves. And of course, if their God doesn't know heads from tails, how can they themselves not mess things up?